Hey guys, RPM here. Hope you're doing well. Having a really great day. This video, I just got in my new power supplies for all of my new CPU mining rigs. Well, new to me. I got these all used, but here it is. I have a Pico power supply. That's what these are called. This is a 300 watt variant, and it goes from a 6-pin power. This is the input that goes into either a ATX power supply or notably a HP server PSU. Okay, and then the other side here goes into the CPU end for the motherboard, like that, for power. Okay, and then yeah, this part here goes into the ATX of a typical motherboard. Okay, so this is to power a whole motherboard setup here. Now I know some people may be wondering, Red Panda, what about powering a SATA or like a SSD? And the variant I got here, okay, which I got off Alibaba, that actually does come with the power for the SATA if you need. Okay, so that's pretty cool. If you're utilizing these M-SATA M.2 adapter hard drives, SSDs, then you don't need this, but it's nice that this is a separate cable. I bought a whole bunch of these, which I don't know if I am gonna recommend anyone to buy these yet, because I simply have not tried it. Okay, so I can't say. I'm gonna give like an update after I have all of my CPU rigs up and mining, utilizing a an HP server PSU with a typical breakout board. I want to see if this has at least some longevity. I mean, after a week, I know, but maybe after a year, of course, I can't say if this is going to last a year or not, but I guess time will tell. I want to do a test though. I have a CPU mining rig here. This is a 3900X right now that is mining on 240 volts. So I'm getting about 142 watts on a typical 850 watt ATX PSU. Okay, I'm mining Zephyr at the moment. Okay, rig number 4, CPU 4 is doing 13 kilohash. Okay, so this is a 3900X. I want to see if there's any, I don't know, more efficiency going this HP server route, which is a platinum rated power supply versus a gold rated power supply. So we'll just test that in a quick sec here. But yeah, I'm curious to know if these are going to do well, and I am going to begin to start building all of my 3900Xs, and I got I think 6 or 7 5950Xs already. And where I'm going to set them all up is going to be through my low power shelf here. So I'm actually just going to get a table and remove this rig somewhere else, put a table right here, and then because my network switch is right here, each of the CPU rigs will need a Ethernet cable. So they're all gonna just go into the rigs here. Hopefully I can fit 16 or 17 rigs. I do have some down there already, CPU mining rigs. And the amount of power I am currently using on this whole PDU right now is about 2560 watts. Okay, so this is a 240 volt 30 amp PDU. So hopefully I can then utilize 16 or 17 CPU mining rigs more onto this 240 volt 30 amp PDU. That should be able to fill up the power there. And then yeah, I can have all the rigs, all the CPU mining rigs right here. Okay guys, let me go ahead and test this out. I am going to remove the ATX PSU. Okay, and I'm just gonna simply, hopefully this is gonna be, I just realized something, because if I'm gonna have multiple motherboards, okay, on a single power supply, this is I think a 1400 watt Dell server PSU, okay, with a parallel miner X11 breakout board. How many motherboard setups can I have really close to this breakout board? That's gonna be interesting, but I guess the footprint, the reason why I'm not using ATX PSUs, one of the big reasons is there's a lot of extra cabling. This is a modular power supply, so the footprint for this versus one of these is much smaller, right? A lot less cabling. Plus, you guys may be asking, Red Panda, what about the hard drives? I don't have an SSD. I'm going to be using a bunch of little M-SATA M.2 drives, okay, into the motherboard. So I don't need the, extra SATA cable that comes out of these, okay, which they normally do. But the versions I got off Alibaba, got a custom one here. It's just PCIe and then ATX and then 8-pin. That's it. That's all I need to power the whole motherboard setup. Okay, let's do a comparison. Let's take apart this ATX PSU out, and I'm gonna plug in the new 300 watt Pico PSU. Here, let me do that with you guys right here.
You know quantum computers. You know blockchain. But do you know both together? Dynex was the first platform to create a neuromorphic supercomputing blockchain-based algorithm which solves real-world problems. And the best part? Anyone can post a job, whether a company from the Global 2000, a machine learning job, or fintech and pharmaceutical. And if you don't want to program it yourself, get an expert directly at the marketplace. Run the job and be impressed by the fast result.
Okay, I just turned it off in Hive OS. Gonna switch off the ATX. Okay, next part, I'm going to unplug the 8-pin on the motherboard. And then also the 24-pin over here. Oh, it's hard. There we go. Okay, unplug the PSU cable. Don't need that. Okay, that's pretty much it. I don't need this bulky thing anymore. Okay, now let's roll in the HP server PSU. Okay, so I have a Dell 1400 watt here. I got off Parallel Miner. Typical X11 breakout board. Some people have reservations regarding, these power supplies, and so do I. There's been some failures, but if you have a failure, Parallel Miner will refund you. If they don't, get them to contact me. I'll put in the good word. But okay, so the 6-pin part of this Pico PSU I plugged in already on the breakout board. Now I'm just gonna plug in the 24-pin part into the motherboard. This is actually one of the first times I'm utilizing a Pico power supply. I've heard many things regarding these. Many people say they're good, some people say they're bad, but time will tell here. Okay, now the other part I'm gonna plug into the 8-pin CPU. Very easy. Make sure the clip lines up with the other notch on this part here, the top. Okay, and that's going to clip in. Okay, just like that. Okay, make sure it's in, looks good. Okay, all right, that's it. that's the setup. No more bulky PSU with a bunch of cables everywhere. This definitely looks and feels much better. Okay, I'm gonna plug in the 240 volt power. Okay. And then I have to press the power button on the breakout board to turn this on. Okay, network cable's in. That's it. Here we go. Let's see if it mines. 3, 2, 1. Hope there's no smoke. Okay. I don't... No smoke yet. I don't see any smoke. Okay, but we are at, let's see, just starting up, we are at 45 watts idle. 35 watts. You know what, let me get you guys out here. Okay, oh yeah, look at this CPU rig in all its beauty. I have a bunch more of these. These are the Thermal Right Assassin 120R SE V2. These are the CPU heatsinks I'm utilizing on my 3900X and 5950Xs, which I'll have to build eventually. I'm probably going to have many videos building CPU rigs, maybe live streams as well. Got a lot to set up. Okay, I believe it's mining now. So this is a 1400 watt PSU on 240 volt. Are we saving any power? Oh, looks like we're getting less efficiency here. Almost using 160 watts. 159. Okay, we're at like 140 something before. So I'm guessing that extra 20 watts we're utilizing from the ATX PSU is because the efficient load on this power supply is going to be around, I think, 50%. So obviously we're not utilizing 50% of this power supply right now. But yeah, 159 watts. Okay, so yeah. 12.98, yep, so there we go. The 3900X is mining now. I need to add on probably like 3 or 4 more rigs, maybe 5. I can do 6 rigs on one HP server PSU. That's the power of utilizing one of these versus an ATX PSU. I can theoretically do, 2 CPU mining rigs. So I'm gonna have to say this is gonna be a lot better in a way, probably more efficient, because if you add up more of the ATX power supplies, I am not using obviously more. I'm going to be using much less. So yeah, I think this is going to be the more efficient way to go. Okay, so guys, that's it. I just wanted to show you guys this, all the Pico PSUs that I received from Alibaba. I'm not going to list where I got these yet because I don't know if these are going to be good long term. Okay, so let me play around with these for over a week. And once I get up all of my other CPU mining rigs, I will link where I bought these, okay? The seller I bought from Alibaba, okay? 6-pin to ATX Pico to the 8-pin CPU, okay, my friends? All right, so don't yell at me. Just, I want to be safe before I recommend these because I don't know if they're going to be good long term. Just let me play around with these for another week or two, and then I'll make another video once all of my CPU mining rigs are up. We're at 160 watts now, okay, on this 3900X build. Maybe we can lower the we could probably lower the voltage in the BIOS. Yeah, I could probably do that. But otherwise, I'm happy about this. A lot smaller footprint in terms of cabling. And yeah, this is 16 gauge as well. I forgot to mention that, 16 gauge cabling, according to the cabling. All right, even though this is, you know, these are all made in China anyway. But hopefully time will tell. Okay, my friends, thank you so much. Let me know your thoughts about this. Time to get the rest of my CPU mining rigs up. I'm gonna take all of your guys' hash rate. RABID Mining, if you're watching this, man, I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. All your CPU mining farms and your profits. Beware.